Alright, hello and welcome back. There's been a lot of delays with this one, but this is what we've got so far, and this is what we're going to build. It is basically just a horizontal sliding animated offer section, which basically will display a bunch of offers that we want to display here. Ignore the essential section below that. That's something we'll build in a future episode. That's not for this one. So to get started, first we'll build a component for this, and I'm just going to call this scrolling offers of a better name. Here's our component. Now let's render this on the page. Now we're also going to create a list of offers up here, and these are going to have a bunch of fields, which will be text, link, and an icon. We're going to give these three fields to each offer, and then we're just going to duplicate this 4 or 5 times. Let's say 5 times. Now we need a bunch of icons for this, and I'm just going to get all of these from compose icons. We'll take this one and put this in our icons.tsx file as always. And it seems we already have one with this name, so yeah, up there. So we need to rename this to something else. Let's just go with plain2. We're going to add the screen readers label as well, and then get the next icon. Let's go with this one. Again, same process, just add this over here, add the screen label. Let's look for the perfect icon. There's a lot to look through, but I think I'll go with this one. We copy that and we add that here as well. Now we're going to get this icon as well. And lastly, we just need one final icon. Let's go with this one. Okay, with that, we have all of the icons that we need. So let's start adding our offers over here. I'm going to add the text and the icon for each offer. And I'm just going to keep the link empty because we don't actually need a link here. This is just like an example project. So the link, I'll just keep that empty and I'll fill up the text and the icons. So import the icons and add one icon for each of these offers. Okay, now with all of that, we are ready to render these. So first, let's change this to a section and create another div inside, and let's render the offers in here. And of course, add the key as well, so we don't get some errors. And let's make this a flex box as well and add some gap. Now render the icon over here and add the text as well. I'll also make this a link, which will open the offers link, which again we've kept empty, but we could obviously add any link we want over there. Now up here, let's also make this a flex box as well and add some more gap over here. We'll also give this section some background colors and some padding, and also make text white. Now let's see what we have so far, and this is what we're working with right now. So there's a lot to do. First, let's reduce the section padding and also increase the gap here. And that's a bit better. Let's make this text uppercase and also larger and bold. And that's a lot more of what we want. And let's also fix this issue while we're at it. So to fix this, just go to icons and change the casing to camel case for all of these variables. I'm just going to use find and replace to do this quickly. We just need to change the casing for each of these attributes to camel case. And there we go. Okay, now that error is also gone. Let's continue making these offers. I'll put all of these in a container for now, just so it's a bit more organized. And now the text is wrapping, and we don't want that. So I'm going to add another class here, which will be text no wrap. And that fixes the wrapping issue. I'll also add overflow hidden, so it cuts off at the end here, like so. Now we need to head over to globals.css, and we actually need to add the sliding animation. Now I'm using Tailwind here, so to do this, let's just add a keyframes, and I'll just call this horizontal scroll. And what this will do is just go from transform translate x 0 to transform translate x minus 100%. And that's our animation. Now let's also add animate horizontal scroll. Or actually, I think I have a better name for this. Let's call it slide, animate slide, and also change the name over here. Now let's add this animation. We'll run it for 5 seconds, and we'll also run it linearly and infinite, so it doesn't ever end. Now let's remove this gap and add a padding over here. And we have the same effect, and that's fine. Now let's create an inline block element up here and move this entire thing up there. We'll remove the overflow hidden and the text no wrap classes, and we'll duplicate this inline block element one more time. So we actually need two lists of offers, as in a duplicate of the original list, to animate this correctly. Otherwise, it will just appear cut off. And this is what it looks like now. So let's move both of these inline block elements into another div, and I'll add the overflow hidden and the text no wrap classes to this parent div. And now we get this. Now we can actually add the animation, and I'm just going to add the animate slide class here. And now we have our animations working. But this is a bit too fast, so I'm going to go back to globals.css, and I'm going to increase this to 7 seconds. And this is still too fast, so let's try 8 seconds. Let's go with 9 seconds, and yeah, let's just go with 9 seconds. And that's good enough. Now we also want to pause this animation on hover, and to do that, let's use this custom property, animation play state equals paused. And let's also add this to the other element where we're animating this. And with that, this animation will pause whenever we hover over the offers. And with that, we are done with this section. As you can see, it pauses when I hover over it. And yeah, that's all we needed to build for this section.